Hi, welcome to the Rittners Floral School in Boston, Mass. I'm Dr. Steve Rittner, and it's a pleasure to welcome you into one of our classrooms today. Today, the subject, Groundhog Day. Groundhog Day. Now, what is Groundhog Day all about? Well, Groundhog Day, as I'm sure many of you are aware, is the day of the year where we kind of take a look at our little friend the groundhog, comes out of his little burrow, looks around. If he sees his shadow, then he decides, well, maybe it's time to go back into the burrow and hang out for another 6 weeks, and winter will be a little bit longer. On the other hand, if he doesn't, then maybe it means that spring is coming a little bit sooner. Obviously, when we have our little friend the groundhog, we probably would be better off if it was cloudy or if we put a little umbrella over him. At any rate, it's a great holiday, and we love it. And I don't mind telling you, one of the joys I get in terms of doing some of these videos is to play with some of these themes. When I was a little kid, I just loved the idea of the groundhog, predicting the weather, and that kind of thing. So it's my pleasure today to do a little demonstration where we're going to feature our little friend. And we want to persuade our little groundhog friend that indeed spring is going to be coming soon. And to do that, perhaps I'm not going to hang an umbrella over his head or make it overcast, but maybe one thing that I can do to make sure our little friend perhaps decides that winter is over and that we're not going to end up with another 6 weeks of dreary weather is to perhaps create a little theme around our friend that would persuade him that maybe spring is close by and that the flowers are about to bloom and that things will be nicer outside. And to do that, I'm going to take a few of my favorite flowers. These happen to be ranunculus. Aren't they amazing? These are really great. They have been provided to us by the folks of blooming of Beloit, Wisconsin, in conjunction with some of their suppliers over in Israel in terms of this particular flower. And it is truly an amazing flower. It's beautiful, it's showy, and I can't think of anything that better exemplifies the season of spring than our ranunculus. And I'm just having some fun playing with a few different colors of my ranunculus, adding them in here to create a little motif around our little furry friend. And so I'm taking a few, some of these are red, some of them are orange. Let's mix them with another one of my favorite flowers. This happens to be our gerbera. Isn't this a gorgeous flower? It is an amazing flower. It is a very, very optimistic flower because it is so bright and cheerful. And I'm going to work a few of my, or several I should say, of my gerbera over onto this side. Again, filling in to continue this motif of a spring-like event. Now, our little friend, I could just leave like this alone in terms of this, but let's play with it just a little bit more. Let's play with a little segment over on this side, and I want to give the feeling of almost like our little friend has kind of come out in the garden and he's just kind of hanging around and he's looking around to decide whether it's worthy of him to stay out longer or whether he should go back in. And again, we want to persuade our friend, perhaps not through the sunlight, but perhaps just simply through the surroundings in the garden, that perhaps it would be nice for him to kind of hang around and bring some spring a little bit quicker. This, of course, is a very, very neat kind of thing. The concept goes back to the Pennsylvania Germans, and I think it's a very, very cute kind of concept. Whether it has any reality in terms of actual meteorological situations doesn't matter. It's fun, it's cute, and it's kind of interesting. And if floral art can reflect and rightfully reflects all kinds of aspects of our multicultural society, certainly this is a good theme and a fun theme to start playing with. And I don't mind telling you, my viewer, that one of the things that I enjoy is that these videos that we've been doing for you, showing different kinds of florals, has been kind of fun because I get an opportunity to play with things that I really enjoy. I mean, recently we did one where we did a football out of flowers, courtesy of the folks of Oasis, and this one where we can play with this concept or theme of spring and spring coming about, and Groundhog Day to me is one of these things that really is a lot of fun from my point of view. So notice that I'm just taking and I'm having a lot of fun here. I'm mixing both my my ranunculus along with my gerbera to come up with an interesting theme in terms of our flowers. So what do you say? Quick, easy, simple, fun. What do you think? Are we going to have more winter or are we going to get spring? He's not saying. Well, regardless of what our little friend decides, whether he decides to stay out or whether he decides to go back in and have more winter for us, it has been a pleasure having you guys come in and visit into one of our classrooms today. On behalf of all of us here at Rittners Floral School, we wish you a happy Groundhog Day. We look forward to the end of winter and the beginning of spring real soon with all of the great flowers that spring brings. Again, we thank the folks at Blooming of Beloit for these amazing ranunculus that they provided for us. On behalf of all of us here at Rittners Floral School, I'm Dr. Steve Rittner. We thank you for coming in and visiting our school today.